strategy, power, and mastery. What Sun Tzu and Machiavelli teach us today. When reflecting on strategy, power, and the way we deal with friends and enemies, two great thinkers of history come to mind. Sun Tzu, author of The Art of War, and Niccolò Machiavelli, writer of The Prince. Although they lived in completely different eras and cultures, one in ancient China, the other in Renaissance Italy, they wrestled with similar questions. How do we win conflicts? How do we maintain power? And how do we deal with people when much is at stake? What is striking is not only how relevant their ideas remain, but also how effectively they can be applied to the modern business world and even to personal development, for example in the life of a martial arts student. Sun Tzu thinks strategically and historically. For him, war is not chaotic violence, but a complex interplay of planning, information, timing, and psychology. His most famous principle states, "The greatest victory is the one achieved without battle." In other words, true mastery lies in preventing open confrontation. A wise leader analyzes the situation, identifies weaknesses, seizes opportunities, and acts so skillfully that resistance becomes unnecessary. Applied to the business world, this means not every competition must be fought directly. A young company should not attempt to defeat a giant corporation through a price war. Instead, it might occupy a niche, innovate more effectively, or provide exceptional service. Victory comes not through noise, but through clarity and strategy. Sun Tzu would say, "Know yourself and know your opponent." Only those who honestly recognize their own strengths and weaknesses can act wisely. Machiavelli, however, he approaches the world from a different angle. In The Prince, the focus is not harmony, but the preservation of power. He describes human nature realistically, sometimes even pessimistically. People often act out of self-interest, fear, or ambition. Therefore, he argues, a ruler must be willing to make unpopular decisions. It is better to be feared than loved if one cannot be both. In modern business, this means a leader cannot merely seek approval. Leadership requires decision-making, responsibility, and sometimes firmness. If an employee repeatedly harms a team or a partner proves unreliable, kindness alone is insufficient. Authority and stability are not sustained by good intentions, but by consistent action. Machiavelli reminds us that leadership requires clarity and, at times, toughness. Despite their differences, Sun Tzu and Machiavelli share important similarities. Both are realists, both understand emotions such as anger, pride, or fear are poor advisors, and both emphasize the importance of psychology. Anyone who wishes to lead others or compete successfully must understand what motivates people. In the business world, this becomes particularly evident in networking and partnerships. Sun Tzu would recommend building alliances, fostering trust, and avoiding unnecessary conflict. A strong network forms a stable foundation. Machiavelli, however, would warn against relying blindly on loyalty. Contracts, structures, and independence are necessary because interests can change. The art, therefore, lies not in choosing one thinker over the other, but in combining their insights. A modern entrepreneur or a leader requires the strategic foresight of Sun Tzu and the sober determination of Machiavelli. This balance becomes especially crucial during crisis. When a company faces financial difficulties, when a project fails, or when markets shift unexpectedly, panic and impulsive actions are dangerous. Sun Tzu would advise gathering information, remaining calm, and analyzing the situation carefully. Machiavelli would add that one must simultaneously demonstrate strength and provide direction. Employees need stability, customers need confidence, leadership means projecting clarity, even when not all answers are yet known. But what does all this mean for us personally? Perhaps even for a student of Cossack Kung Fu. Kung Fu literally means hard work or mastery achieved through disciplined practice. It is not only about technique, but about character development. This is where the teachings of Sun Tzu and Machiavelli intersect with martial arts philosophy. From Sun Tzu we learn to avoid unnecessary battles. In business and in life we do not need to respond to every provocation. Sometimes the wiser course is to step aside, seek alternative solutions, or wait for the right moment. Patience is not weakness, it is strategic strength. From Machiavelli we learn to assume responsibility. Those who wish to lead, whether a team, a project, or their own lives, must not avoid decisions out of fear of disapproval. Integrity does not mean pleasing everyone. It means doing what is necessary, even when it is uncomfy. The deeper lesson lies in balance. Pure hardness leads to a culture of fear and isolation. Pure harmony can lead to naivety. True mastery emerge where clarity and compassion, strategy and character come together. In the modern business world, this means thinking long-term rather than seeking short-term victories. It means building reputation rather than pursuing profit at any cost. It means nurturing relationships while maintaining independence. It means controlling emotions without becoming cold. Ultimately, neither Sun Tzu nor Machiavelli is concerned only with external victories. They are concerned with control over situations, over structures, over power. Kung Fu adds a decisive dimension: control over oneself. Those who cannot master themselves will be mastered by ambition, fear, or pride, and those governed by emotion cannot think strategically nor lead responsibly. Perhaps the most important insight from both works is this: strength is not loudness, power is not aggression, victory is not destruction. The highest success lies in creating stability in business, in relationships, and within oneself. Seen this way, Sun Tzu and Machiavelli are not opposites, but complementary perspectives on the same challenge. How do we shape a complex world without being controlled by it? The answer lies in strategic thinking, clear leadership, and inner discipline. And in this, we find also the true spirit of Kung Fu. Doesn't matter if you're a Kung Fu student, a manager, a leader, or if you just want to come forward in your life. I really can suggest you both thinkers. If you want to see it the Eastern way with Sun Tzu or the Western way with Machiavelli, they are both great in my eyes, and I can really suggest you both books. The Prince as well, The Art of War, even if The Art of War is way thinner than The Prince, but both are really worth reading it.